I've always heard, would you suck a dick for $1 million?
For $4 million, I'll be the best damn monkey you ever saw. $10 million, I'll paint my whole ass pink.
But Katt Williams went on Shannon Sharp's podcast, Club Shay Shay, and nobody was safe, brother. Nobody.
Yeah. The Katt thing was interesting this week because it was funny. Like, I was watching it live when it happened because I remember I was making lunch, and I like that podcast as it is, so I saw Katt was on there, so I know Katt was going to drop some one-liners. I didn't know he was going to go nuclear. Like, it wasn't even like, man, Shannon was just stuck. He said, Katt, how's it going? Fuck Ricky. Fuck Cedric. Fuck Steve. I was like, God damn. Motherfucker hadn't said hello. So I'm watching like, oh, it was like the first 30 minutes, oh. So now I'm getting my shit out of the microwave. I remember I was in the fridge and I heard my name. And Gary Owens, what the hell? So I didn't hear it, but I didn't want to stop the podcast. I didn't want to rewind it. I like it live. So I got on Twitter. I was like, hey, what the hell Katt say about me? And everybody was telling me, like, nah, he said you cool. He said you haven't crossed over yet because you haven't joined the Illuminati or sucked a dick or let anybody put anything in your ass. I was like, Katt said all that? I said, that was a lot. So then it was funny because he basically was saying, like, I've been doing stand-up for like 25 years, and I'm famous in the black community, but I haven't crossed over because I haven't like sold out.
Here's my thing. Katt talked about Cedric the Entertainer. He talked about D.L. Hughley, and good and bad. I'm not just saying this isn't all bad. He talked about Mark Curry, Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley. My name came up. Tiffany Haddish, Wanda Smith. Let me think. Am I forgetting? Let me see. He started off. The thing is, he comes in guns a-blazing. It's not even like a feeling out portion of the show. Katt just came in and immediately went in on Ricky. It all started with Friday. And as I'm watching it, and here's the thing about Katt. We all got opinions on comedians. And Katt doesn't hold his opinion back. I do. I'll be honest with you. There's some comedians I find funny. Some I find hacky. I don't feel the need to air it to the masses. I'll keep that to myself because I like to be Switzerland in all this. I like to be Kevin Hart got it with. I remember when Chris Brown and Drake had the beef, right? Later on, they came together, they did a song, did a music video together, and I remember Kevin was cool with both. Kevin was cool with Chris, and he was cool with Drake, like really cool with both. And I was thinking, how's Kevin gonna navigate this? Because some people, man, when you got beef, they're like either you're with me or against me. And I'm more Switzerland. I tend to try to get along with everybody. You never know when work's going to come your way. Somebody might have a project. They're thinking of you. So I kind of keep, if I have anything negative, just out and out negative for no reason, unsolicited, I tend to keep it to myself. Now, if you talk shit about me or the Monique situation years ago when she compared Will Packer to Harvey Weinstein, I spoke up on that because Will's my friend. He's put me in 3 movies. Produced one of my comedy specials, and I was just like, I don't know your beef with Tyler. I don't know your beef with Oprah. That has nothing to do with me. But you spoke on my friend. You compared him to, a sexual predator, and I didn't like it. So I just spoke up. And that was kind of out of character of me, but I'm not going to say I'm never going to speak up. I'm going to stand up for myself if you're talking shit about me. But as far as like just unsolicited going in on people, that's just not me. Katt's different. You ask Katt a question, he's going to give you his answer unfiltered, unsolicited. And you could get mad about it, or you'd be like, that's really how he feels. But regardless whether you agree or you disagree with what Katt is saying on Shannon Sharp's podcast, you're watching. It's getting everybody's attention because people are commenting on it. He went in on Faison, who's my boy. I love Faison. But then Faison started making posts on Instagram that I'm laughing at. So at the same time, I'm looking at Katt going, oh! I'm looking at Faison going, oh! Now, if I see Katt, I'm still going to be cool with Katt. Katt's always been cool with me. He's done some cool things for me in my life. Faison, still going to be cool with Faison. That's my boy. And even then, I could talk to Katt about Faison and not have to go in on Faison. I can talk to Faison about Katt and not feel like I have to piggyback it and go in on Katt. I just sit and listen and laugh at it all. Because if you're a comedian and you're a true stand-up comedian, we're offense-proof. We cannot be offended by anything. We can catch strays. We can catch arrows like everybody else. And we always say, like, just be honest. Don't say something behind my back. Whether you like Katt or not, he's not going to talk behind your back. However he feels about you, that's how he feels about you. Now, he did say one thing. He talked about Ricky Smiley, and he talked about when Ricky Smiley went on Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp's podcast, which is a great podcast, especially for, I know I'm a white guy, but for my demographics, and I'll get into that in a minute, what Katt said about me, but for my demographics, Club Shay Shay, I'd rather go on Club Shay Shay than Joe Rogan. Even though, okay, I got to get into, I got to unpack this podcast, because Katt made a comment where he said, why you think Gary Owens, who's a white guy, has been doing stand-up for 25 years, hasn't crossed over? And when he said it, I was like, wait a minute, was that a good thing or bad thing? And I literally had to go to Twitter and start asking people, was I catching strays or what was that? And they was like, no, they were saying you haven't sold your soul. That's why you haven't crossed over. You've been consistently you, and that's why you haven't, quote-unquote, crossed over. So I was like, oh, okay, that made sense. Now, I'm not going to get into it, but I've been, I was in an awkward situation one time where I can't say for 100% this person was trying to make me do something, casting couch type deal, but it felt like it. And I was like, is this that point where I've always heard, would you suck a dick for $1 million? And I was thinking to myself, and I was in this office in this room going, well, this is I'm about to answer this question. And the answer was no, I wouldn't. So now I listen, I can't say for 100% that's where it was going, but it felt like it. It felt like it. You got to be in the room to feel it. And I was like, oh, this dude is really coming on to me. Like, this is happening in real life. And the dude did it, and he'll always remain nameless. I think he was feeling me out. Like, is this dude, and this was years ago. I was young in the game. But I was just like, wait a minute. Is this happening right now? I was like, oh, my God. And then I was like, I made it very clear I like women. I'm not going that route. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm not gonna get into it, but I was wondering. I was like, "Ooh, is this happening to me right now in real life?" So I think Katt was saying I haven't sold my soul.
Here's a great